What a day. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBut Solutions. We had Tesla reporting earnings after the market closed. We had BYND from highs of $8.85 during the pre-market session to crash all the way down to lows of $2.52. Imagine that, losing 70% of your value in less than 8 hours. Absolutely diabolical. As you guys can see here, I walked away with only 6,300. And the reason I say only is because a lot of our LPP traders made so much more money than me today, shorting this overhyped up piece of crap pump and dump. We've been talking about it before. I'm sure you guys were all aware of it. Again, the part that I just hate is when people encourage beginners to buy into this pump and dump scheme, because that's all it really ever was, right? It was a failing company over a long period of time that gapped up and quickly corrected itself once momentum faded, as most pump and dumps do. We did our part in getting in, getting out, making our money, and bouncing. It was very hard to short for me because there was barely any shares available. But as you can see, I closed out my short, left myself with my one lucky share, and that's it. I got in, I got out. My trades were not perfect by any means, but I made my money and I bounced. Very happy with the $6,300. But let's go ahead and talk about what's important, and that is Tesla. Tesla reported earnings today, and it actually began to fail. A lot of people are kind of scratching their head of, oh my gosh, why is Tesla selling off? We'll talk about it. Breaking, President Trump says that he will make a deal with China on everything. Remember, the deadline is supposed to be November 1st. Trump is notorious for extending deadlines, so please make sure that you take that into consideration. Although he is saying this, I think he's saying it so markets don't freak out, as they've been a little shaken up. We will see what happens as we get closer to November 1st. But this doesn't sound like bad news. It's just more of reassurance from Trump and the Trump administration. Let's talk about Tesla. Tesla's Q3 earnings. Sales came in at $28.1 billion, with estimate being at $26.4, better than what was expected. Its earnings per share fell short. EPS came in at 50 cents versus expectation of 54 cents. Gross margin came in 18% versus expectation of 17. Operating income, $1.62 billion versus estimate of 1.65. Think about that. Operating income. We're not talking about a billion-dollar company. We're talking about a company that trades at a value of 1.46 trillion with a T. It's one of the most valuable companies that's publicly traded. Then now you're telling me its operating income is only 1.62 billion. Again, people are saying, oh my God, Tesla reported one of its best revenue quarters ever. Why is it selling off? Because it's what it's currently valued at. It's absolutely insane. It's a business. That is what it is that Tesla is valued at, right? Tesla's business is being valued so much more than what it actually makes as a business. There's a huge disconnect. You're paying an insane premium right now trying to buy and own Tesla at $438 per share. It is simply not that great of a business right now, plain and simple, right? If you heard the earnings call for Tesla today, this is from Elon. Here's the thing. The simple killer app is if you can text in the car. If we can get unsupervised FSD to be so good that you can text and drive, everyone will buy the car. I am 100% confident that we can make this happen. What? Like, your incentive of driving demand, instead of the $7,500 tax credit that no longer is available after September 30th, and the EV subsidies that generated you billions of dollars are no longer available, now you're trying to convince us that's because we can send a simple text through unsupervised FSD that's going to really people text and drive regardless. No one cares about this. Maybe years ago when it was fully it would have been shocking to have had this been available. Okay, maybe. This is not a shock. This is not a value piece. It's not something that's going to turn a customer over the challenge or obstacle, the hump of purchasing a Tesla. I don't know if I can't speak for everyone, but that's not why I bought a Tesla. I don't care if I can send a text, especially not at this valuation. Like, this is absolutely pathetic to make this statement during an earnings call and think that this is going to drive demand. So just to recap, Tesla's stronger quarter. Ahead of the EV tax credit cutoff, delivered a 5-year low operating margin and 30% year-over-year decline in net income. That's quite impressive, obviously being sarcastic. This is embarrassing for Tesla. And we talked about this a little bit earlier. Again, we didn't just, want to point out the, we didn't want to just look at the price action. We wanted to look at the actual numbers. Tesla is simply not a growing business any longer, but it's trading as it is. Trust me, we've heard the story before of the full autonomy. We've heard the story before about the Optimus robots. I really think that like the Optimus robots, whenever it is that he actually ends up selling them, that is really the only chance I see for Tesla to make it through this. I don't really even feel like people care about the full autonomy. There's a bunch of other vehicles that are now beginning to offer that and that are much more available than Tesla itself. Okay, cool. Your car can drive itself. Okay, cool. Maybe you can use it so it can Uber while you sleep. Cool. No one cares if someone's driving you in a vehicle or if it's being self-driven, if I'm doing a rideshare. There's very slim margins in that. Like, it's already a super saturated market. No one cares about, like, that was cool maybe 5 years ago if he would have actually fallen through with his promises. But now he's 5 years too late. And now how long has he been talking about the Optimus robot? Now you have Amazon already announcing all of their, AI robots, replacing up to 600,000 workers by 2033. It's like you talk so much and you deliver so late that the value or the surprise is just no longer there, which is why the fair value of Tesla is put around 284, because there is that much downside uncertainty based off of what the business actually generates to what it's actually valued at right now. A huge disconnect, right? If you look at their flow chart, again, we're not talking about $1 billion company. This is overall for the year. This is when it had its EV credits. It generated $5.9 billion. 30% of that is EV credits. That's set to be gone in up and coming quarters. Again, Tesla is such in a bad position, and I'm very disappointed that there was no actual, rabbit out of the hat, type of move from Elon. It's, I think, more embarrassing than anything else. Also, there it is. The Trump administration is currently in talks with several quantum computing companies. This includes IONQ. I believe this is RGTI. There's just a handful of them. The headline that we've all been waiting for has arrived. This is from an account on x.com stating that, again, a thing that's very popular right now is for the Trump administration to take equity in publicly traded companies and drive the price up of these public companies because they have the government's support. Just another gimmick because they've been all failing. If you guys haven't noticed, the past week has been atrocious for quantum stocks. They're down anywhere from 20 to even 50% based off of recent downturns. Why? There's so much uncertainty with companies that are pre-revenue or barely making any money, yet have insane valuations. Remember, irrational markets support irrational valuations only for so long before they all begin to tumble. And the last thing that I want to share with you is Beyond Meat fell 65% in the past 2 hours. And that's when this thing was announced, when it was trading at, I think, lows of right around $3.30, but ended up closing during the extended hours at $3 flat. So very excited to see what tomorrow ends up presenting. Again, I've said it once and I'll say it again. Markets are very uncertain right now. Tomorrow's Thursday. We have 2 more trading days in this week. I want to be selective. I want to be calculated. I want to get in, get out when my criteria is met, make that money and bounce, just like we did today, right? No reason to overcomplicate it. No reason to trade the entire day. I really hope that, again, if you tune on into my live trading session tomorrow with our LPP team, we're able to identify an opportunity that meets our criteria and execute an appropriate trade. So if you want to tune on in to see all of my good trades and all of my bad trades, you get to watch me trade live every morning. It's the second link in the description down below whenever you feel like you are ready. And if you're offended by anything it is that I said about Tesla because you're a big believer in Tesla, trust me, so am I. I love Elon. I love Tesla. I own 2 Teslas myself, a Cybertruck and a Model X Plaid, but don't get it twisted. I don't allow my personal bias or personal beliefs to cloud my way of thinking when it comes down to publicly traded companies. If it's a company that's overvalued, then call it out for what it is. If it's a company that's no longer growing as a business, then call it out for what it is. You don't need to have all these projections or hope. I think that's one of the worst things that you can have in this market long term, right? So again, we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that into thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team, and happy Wednesday.